This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Eric Morton of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure that you never miss the latest from Disney parks around the world. Here now is the news for March 20th, 2023. In advance of the grand opening on April 4th, Disney announced on Friday that Tron Light Cycle Run would begin soft openings this week. Between March 20th and April 2nd, guests may have the opportunity to ride the newest attraction at Magic Kingdom. Soft openings, sometimes known as technical rehearsals, often operate at regular intervals. More than 40 years after the original Tron played in theaters, Tron Light Cycle Run is set to debut as a new attraction for the franchise in Magic Kingdom. The ride includes the first usage of lockers at an attraction at Walt Disney World. The queue includes an exciting pre-show where guests waiting in line can see other visitors zip into the grid. And the coaster takes riders inside and outside the attraction's building, reaching speeds of nearly 60 miles an hour. We recently reported that Tron Light Cycle Run would be operating with a virtual queue. Guests can join the virtual queue via the My Disney Experience app. When they join, they are assigned a boarding group and told an approximate return time. When the boarding group is called in My Disney Experience, guests can then report to the attraction within the provided time frame to ride it. Guests may need to still wait in a physical line once they get there, though. Virtual queue access for Tron Light Cycle Run will open at 7 o'clock a.m. each day. Guests do not have to be in the park for that 7 a.m. opening. And then at 1 p.m., virtual queue access will open again. Guests must be in the Magic Kingdom at that time to join. The virtual queue will open again at 6 p.m. when there are extended evening hours. This may vary, especially during the soft opening period. For instance, today the ride is only open from 9 to 6. We'll see how they go along with that. What we will tell you is that the boarding group distribution was fully given out in less than a minute, just really in seconds this morning. This was the first day of the virtual queue for the soft opening, so they went away very quickly. Guests who would prefer to buy their way onto Tron Light Cycle Run can do so with an individual lightning lane, of course. With individual lightning lane, guests can purchase a time for their party to arrive for a specific attraction. The Disney Genie tip board will tell guests when the next lightning lane window is for eligible attractions. The tip board will clarify which attractions are available individually and which are only available through Genie Plus. Visiting attractions landing page within the app will also show an option for booking that lightning lane. Today's individual lightning lane was selling for $20. Pretty high. It's not the highest we've ever seen, but it is high. And as of today, 2 attractions in the Magic Kingdom offer that individual lightning lane. That'd be Tron Light Cycle Run and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Guests should be warned that the attractions are not included in that Genie Plus cost, so that lightning lane is separate, as we know. As for today, the first day of soft opening, the individual lightning lane spots were sold out by 7:25 a.m. So keep your quick fingers on your screen if you want to buy one of those. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, The Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation. Sit back and let their team of vacation planning experts craft your family's next magical Disney trip. The best part is that their services are free. Visit www.nt.travel for details. As far as seeing the attraction up close, the attraction area is currently off limits to guests who do not have a boarding group or one of those return times. Cast members and a wall of planters are in place to keep guests out who don't have return time. Cast members in their Tron costumes are stationed outside the pathway. Directional signage for the event check-in shows guests with virtual queue or individual lightning lanes where to go. The blocked area extends from just outside the People Mover track to the corner of Tomorrowland Launch Depot. That's the new shop, formerly Tomorrowland Light and Power. So yeah, if you want to get an up-close look at that new snack bar or any of that stuff, you do have to have the lightning lane or a boarding group at this time. That may change as we move forward. We'll keep you updated. Many of the 50th anniversary decorations have been removed from Main Street USA at Magic Kingdom as the world's most magical celebration winds down. The Citizen Clock, which was repainted for the 50th anniversary, has been removed. A green construction box sits where the clock used to be. The clock was on Main Street long before the 50th anniversary celebration, so it's going to return, I'm sure, probably with its old look or a completely new one. Who knows? During the 50th, it was painted that iridescent gold with a 50 on top. And two 50th anniversary banners. Speaking of those 50th anniversary banners, well, they seem to have been removed as well. Some of them have been removed from Main Street, although it looks like a couple of them might have shown back up today. Those sparkling banners were pink and gold or iridescent. Some of them kind of looked tan to me. They said they had the logo and said the world's most magical celebration in the center. They have not all been removed from every lamppost. The 50th anniversary celebration will officially end on March 31st. When Hurricane Ian passed over Central Florida a few months ago, it was about 5 months ago, I guess, the entrance canopy of Test Track went missing, presumably after sustaining some damage. A new canopy has finally been installed over the permanent scaffolding above the Test Track courtyard. The shiny new canopy is dark blue, the main color of Test Track. The Test Track canopy was the only real significant casualty of Hurricane Ian that we noticed at Walt Disney World, unlike Universal, where they sustained significant damage at several of their attractions. Did you know there's a way you can save big at Disney Deluxe Resorts? One of today's show sponsors, DVC Rental Store, is a great way for you to access Disney Vacation Club properties on a modest budget. You don't need to sign up for a full DVC contract, but instead they will allow you to rent the points you need for a magical stay. It's a great way to stay deluxe at a fraction of the cost, and now thanks to their lowest price guarantee offer, you'll always have that best price on the market. The rooms are discounted up to 75%, and they have the largest member inventory for points, so lots to choose from. You can search their available inventory for free right now, which is not something all of these rental companies offer. And if you do choose to book, they have a great cancellation policy and low down payment. DVC Rental Store is the #1 DVC rental company in the United States, and the one we have used many times over. We had a great experience with them before we ever made a partnership, so we definitely recommend them if you're looking to rent points for your next Disney vacation. Head to our description to check them out. Another week, another viral video of guests behaving badly at Walt Disney World Resort. This one features a guest taking photos with the Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog topiaries at the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. TikTok user at Magical Maddie, actually at Magical Maddie B, shared the video, which was taken on St. Patrick's Day. Unlike most guests, the one in the video didn't stay on the sidewalk like, common sense would dictate to take their photos, but instead they climbed into the planter and leaned against the topiary displays. We're hearing that they may have added a new fence to keep guests out, which shouldn't be necessary, but sadly seems to be so. Typhoon Lagoon is reopening tomorrow with extended hours following a temporary refurbishment that started back in November of 2022. We've also just learned that guests will get to enjoy some extra time at the popular water park with some newly announced extended hours. From March 21st through the 26th, the park will stay open for an extra hour. The new posted hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Typhoon Lagoon was set to reopen on March 19th, when Blizzard Beach closed for its annual refurbishment, but that was postponed until the 20th. Then it was postponed again to March 21st due to a cold front that swept through Central Florida. The local water parks typically do not operate unless the temperature is above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And on March 21st, it looks like the current predictions are it's going to be about 78 degrees. So go ahead and book your trip out to Typhoon Lagoon. Disney Parks superfan Nathan Firesheets has completed his mission of riding every Disney ride currently operating across all 12 Disney parks around the world in 12 consecutive days. Yesterday evening, Nathan boarded Astro Orbiter in Magic Kingdom and successfully completed his Disney Global Ride Challenge. Astro Orbiter was his 25th ride at Magic Kingdom and his 216th and final Disney ride across all 12 parks. This attempt by Nathan, aka @A_coaster_story on Twitter, has gained more publicity thanks to a tweet from Mercedes Lois Gleason of his backpack. In a video explaining what prompted the challenge, Nathan pointed to the epic adventure of it all as his driving force. While he has completed a number of challenges, the Disney Park Globetrotter seems entirely motivated by the experience of it all. I've seen people who visit all the Disney parks in the world, but just go in, do one thing, eat a churro, and leave, and that seems silly to me, he explained. Why travel all the way around the world and not at least try to enjoy all that the parks have to offer? I don't know. Maybe he thought differently about that at Pixar Pier. That was probably a meat grinder, some of those rides. The journey was not without hiccups, though, speaking of Pixar Pier. Golden Zephyr at DCA went down while he was in the queue of the attraction. Still, the Disney Parks Globetrotter managed to ride every ride that was available to him during his visits to each of the 12 Disney parks. Nathan has also completed the Parkology Challenge, riding every ride at a single Disney resort 7 times, 5 times at Disneyland Resort, and twice at Walt Disney World Resort. Half of those times, he did it without Fast Pass. The challenges were completed prior to the launch of Lightning Lane in 2019. He completed the first ever hashtag every ride coast to coast, riding all 94 rides at both Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World within 36 hours as well. Prior to 2018, Nathan had only visited a Disney park 11 times in his life. His original plan had been to end his latest challenge with a fireworks view from Astro Orbiters, but because he finished every other ride earlier than expected and didn't want to keep fans waiting, he boarded his 216th and final Disney ride around 8:15 p.m. and then left the queue a Disney hero. Congratulations, Nathan. We're all very proud of you. A little jealous. Also, I have respect for that because I know that had to be tough. Walt Disney World is finally phasing out its complimentary plastic bags in favor of reusable shopping bags. Themed reusable shopping bags were introduced for purchase at World of Disney and Disney Springs in 2018, and then at the theme parks around 2019. Complimentary plastic bags were supposed to be phased out soon after, but the COVID-19 pandemic apparently delayed that change. We are now hearing from cast members at merchandise locations throughout Walt Disney World that the plastic bags are being phased out, and guests will be offered a reusable shopping bag for purchase instead. Those reusable shopping bags cost $1 for small, $1.50 for medium, and $3 for large. The prices have increased and decreased multiple times over the last couple of years. The messaging regarding bags has been inconsistent. However, we have been told that once a location is out of plastic bags, they are not being restocked. We were also told the shops will still have a limited amount of plastic bags available to guests who ask for them. Other cast members have told us they haven't heard anything about a change. Some stores like Pin Traders at Epcot are supposedly not offering plastic bags at all anymore. Although we have yet to encounter this consistently, a cast member at Big Top Souvenirs told us that they will be switching to only reusable bags much later this year, and they still have plenty of plastic bags left. Regardless of exactly how, when, and where the rollout is happening, it does seem that Walt Disney World is hoping to push reusable bags more than plastic bags going forward. Disneyland Paris has filed a permit for a major update to Disney Studio One at the entrance to Walt Disney Studios Park. Disneyland Paris Works shared that information on Twitter. Guests must walk through Studio One to enter Walt Disney Studios Park. So despite being a building, it acts as a main street. It features retro Hollywood facades meant to resemble sets in a studio. It's the largest building at Disneyland Paris and technically counts as an attraction. It houses shopping, restaurant en coulisses, and some entertainment. The permit filed on Friday, March 17th, indicates the interior and exterior will be redeveloped. A new awning will be added and signage on the facade will be replaced. This news makes sense as Walt Disney Studios Park has been undergoing a major update, including the Lake Promenade and the Arendelle World of Frozen expansion. For the absolute latest on these stories and all those that didn't make it onto today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to all the WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Eric Morton saying enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.